Sag, we've got 9 of Cups, back of the deck. Hope you guys are having a glorious day. Ace of Pentacles, Hermit. If this does resonate, like, share and subscribe. It's always greatly appreciated. We've got the Hanged Man here. Past energy. Literally what's coming through is the bow and arrow, pulling the arrow back before it launches forward. It's a very fiery energy. There's been a huge delay, that catapult kind of energy. A lot of resistance, having to push against the current. Mastering your intuition. Many different emotional changes. It feels like a huge light being shone on your shadow, things coming to the light, things really uncomfortable, things you don't want to face about yourself, in yourself, certain patterns. It's like you can run but you can't hide. It's like that thing of escapism. What are we really trying to escape? We're really just running from ourselves, trying to escape ourselves. It doesn't matter how far you go from the place you're at, how many miles you travel across the planet, how much you immerse yourself in somebody else's reality. You are always where you're at. You can't hide from yourself. There is a surrender to your authenticity. It's like, oh, well, if this is how I am, then I might as well celebrate it. And it feels like a sigh from spirit, like, yes, like about time, finally you see your worth, you see how special you really are. It feels like kind of by shifting your mindset to being willing to put up with yourself, that you've actually learned to love yourself, to appreciate yourself, to realize that you wouldn't want to be anyone else but you, with all the good and bad and ugly that comes with that, with the journey. It's special, it's personal. There is no one like you. There's a reason for the path you've walked. It's taken a long while for you to really see things clearly because of how much has gone on here. It feels like a huge delay, being put on pause, wanting to get going, wanting to get moving, and just obstacle after obstacle, restriction, resistance. It's a very frustrating energy, feeling like there's no point, like running around in circles chasing your tail. You might as well let it go, being pushed to surrender. There's a new beginning and opening up. This has opened up. It's in the present energy. Anything you take action on now, moving forward, in terms of business, in terms of what you're creating physically, financially, is going to prosper, will be a reflection of the energy that you're now in, to continue to put yourself first. Not everything is for everyone. Not everyone needs to know everything. Even if you try to explain your point to certain perspectives, they can only understand to their level of perspective. You can say the same words to 5 different people and they'll all come back with a different story, because they're hearing based on their own feelings, hanging on to what they want to hang on to, ignoring what they want to ignore, selective hearing. Hear all that? Seagulls. Are they seagulls or geese? They're seagulls, right? It sounds like seagulls. That thing of oversharing, how a lot of us, and me included, I do this, especially after abuse, narcissistic abuse, that thing of oversharing, and then feeling terrible for oversharing, and then wanting to hide away, wanting to pull back your love, pull back your energy, that kind of anxious avoidance kind of thing. It feels like you're having to learn how to trust again, to trust yourself. Confidence is self-trust. It feels like learning how to trust yourself, learning how to trust others, to be open to being hurt, to be open to, it's like if you're not open to being hurt, you're not open to being loved. Where are you getting in your own way of being loved, of being successful, of being abundant, of being happy? It feels like this has all come to light. It feels very uncomfortable. That third phase kind of energy. Masks have dropped. Even to yourself, it's like how you see yourself is changing. Why you really did things. What was the driving force, the subconscious drive behind the decisions you were making? There's an opportunity to rebuild things with new intentions, to grow something that reaps an energy that is healthy, that is sustainable, that is you, authentic. King of Wands feels like spiritual awakening, ascension. You could be having a lot of physical symptoms. This could bring up anxiety. Reassure yourself. You'll know intuitively. Don't let fear take over. In terms of, there's certain symptoms when going through a spiritual awakening, when going even in terms of Kundalini energy, that you will have physical symptoms, ascension symptoms, maybe splintering pains in your chest, aching in your eye, behind your eyes, or aches in the body, splintering pains, shooting pains, maybe feeling dizzy, tired, lethargic, maybe some kind of sickness, some kind of whatever it is. It's like a lot of them symptoms, you can find things, illnesses for, something for, you need this, you need that. It's like, what's really going on in a spiritual sense? Remember, the narrative you feed is the narrative that will grow. To be healthy first is a choice. Even if on paper you've been told you're completely doomed, you must believe that you are healing, you are healthy, your body's a self-healing organism, that everything's fine. That pain doesn't necessarily mean pain doesn't necessarily mean survival mode. Pain doesn't necessarily mean your life's at risk. A lot of us, especially when we've had challenges with our health, that when some kind of pain or symptom comes up, we go instantly to worst case scenario, start dwelling on that, researching that, investing in that narrative, and it manifests as such. Remember the power of the mind, the power of belief. It's all good. Believe you are well, and so it is. Because it feels like grief in the body. There's been a lot to grieve. You could really be feeling like you've been 10 rounds in the ring here. A lot of illusion, a lot of heartbreak, realizations, things that you thought were something and realizing they're not. People, places, things. Feels like heart-shattering, heartbreaking events. 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, the Empress. Character building. Little by little, step by step, keep planting seeds, keep taking action. Double down on yourself, invest in yourself, take action and celebrate the action you take. Could be the hardest thing. I had to make an investment, not like just a small investment in something. I had to purchase something in order to take the next step in a project. And this thing that I needed to purchase, I've put off for months and months, because there's so much, there's so many emotional blocks when it comes to dealing with contracts, finances, even making a purchase, transaction of handing over money or receiving money. So many abundance blocks that it's like taking really small actions and things that just clicking buy on something that will take 5 minutes will take me months to work through, and like as I'm sitting doing it, it will be like a full-blown like my energies just will amplify into some, not like a panic attack, but kind of like extreme levels of stress. And the thing that I need to purchase, it's like I have to do more things like this. Like there's going to be more steps to take. I'm going to have to sit myself and put myself through those uncomfortable little things again. And I mentioned this before in another reading, I'm not sure if it was for you guys, about even the challenges that we have individually, whatever that is. Example, maybe being neurodivergent. What is difficult for one is easy for another. That thing of don't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree. There's a reason why things are the way they are, but don't let that stop you doing what you want to do. It's time to take action. Just because something's hard, just because there is resistance, doesn't mean it's not for you to take action on. This is something else, because to even me, like a few times I tried to do what I needed to do and that it wasn't working. I was like, this is a sign. It's like, no, I want there to be a sign for it not to work, because it's comfortable for me if this doesn't work and I can forget about it for another 10 months. But it's like, and sometimes it is that, like, you know, if you try and purchase something and it doesn't go through, or sometimes like there is some kind of block where it's like, no, let it go. There may be a reason for this, protection, like come back and do it later, but follow your intuition. Because I only had to ask myself, like, oh, is it because there's something wrong, for me to realise, like, no, there is a way to get this done. There is no problem, but you don't want to do it. You're not open for this to work, for this to go through. And as soon as I was willing and open and surrendered to doing it instead of resisting, I was being unwilling. I was guided on steps to take in order for that to go through effortlessly. And there's something coming through here about there's lots of little steps that need to be taken, things that need to be put in place. It's that in order to enjoy the interior design of a home, you have to build the home. How many bricks you have to lay, how monotonous is that? But by putting in that work, you can enjoy the finished product. And it's like somebody that would lay their own bricks is going to appreciate that home much more than somebody that's given a home or inherits a home. Even in terms of if you pay for your own home or you're given a home, the respect level, the appreciation is different. There's something here about, yeah, these steps that you need to take, it's an effort, it's the last thing you want to do, it's them things that you just leave for a later date. Do the very thing you cannot do. The most boring, annoying, frustrating, difficult task, do that first. It's like sit and meditate on how you're going to feel once you've done all that. Something else coming up from share. So something else I'm doing, oh, my little pumpkin hat just keeps burning. I'm going to have to let him go and sorry mate. One of the projects that I'm working on, basically, I was just having anxiety, like, yes, in this marvellous world of tech, everything's so tip top. But to me, I still feel more comfortable having things written down. Like, I know what it is. Like, I've got books for years, I've got things for years. Something can crash, something can go, like, I don't like or trust tech. Which is something I'm working on, to be more open and neutral. But currently I'm still there. So pages and pages of things that I've got, I wanted to have them handwritten in order to feel at peace that something's calm, that it's calm. Now I could have just printed off what I wanted to print off, but for some reason I made up so many reasons why that wasn't a good idea or why that wasn't possible, why I had to have it handwritten. Anyway, long, but that was something that wasn't really going to make a difference, like, because it's basically copywriting. It's not like I have anything new created from it. It's not a new project. It's not a big leap forward. It's kind of like a waste of time, like writing the same thing twice. But I couldn't settle knowing that it wasn't handwritten. And as ridiculous as I was telling myself I am for that, as much as I was working through that, the quickest way to get through that was to write it while I was working through whatever kind of weird thing it was that makes me feel like I need to do that. So that is something I sat down to do, and it would be so jarring because I'd sit there writing it out and I was like, okay, just do a bit a day. And another thing that I have is like, I have to finish it. Like if I start writing a page, I have to get to the end of it. No matter how uncomfortable I've got, if I've got like neck ache or I need to get up, or it's just like whatever state I'm in, how frustrated I am, it's just like, let it go. I can't let it go. And that's something else I'm training myself to do. It's like, well, you've written something, that's better than nothing. Now, before you push yourself into Taz mode, just surrender it, let it go. Okay, finish half the sentence, halfway through, you can pick up where you left off. Don't let yourself come out of flow state. What's the point of doing it if you're not enjoying the process, or if you're not present? Or if you're just using this task as a way to reaffirm your addiction to stress. Either way, it's not about doing something perfectly or effortlessly, but it's just about doing it. And as you do it, seeing how you feel, seeing what comes up, what do you need to do to make this happen? Maybe the way you thought you were going to sit and do it isn't the way you end up sitting and doing it. Maybe the way you was going to take action or the way you was going to do something isn't the way you end up doing it. But you need to do it the way you're thinking of doing it now to even find out if there's a different way. Take the first step. Take the first step and the way will appear. There is something about these mundane duties, these tasks, that they can be turned into magical tasks if you sprinkle your fairy dust on them. Things don't have to be boring and drab and dull and monotonous, and like, do things your way. Flow. Maybe it's like, who's telling you you've got to sit, even with me, it's like, who's telling me I've got to sit down and write something out 300 pages until my hands are bleeding and I can't take any more and I've got steam coming out my ears? No one's telling me that but me. I could write 2 lines and stay in my happy flow state and then wander off, do something else, come back, write another few lines. Would I get more done that way? Because maybe I'd enjoy keep coming back to it, then maybe I'd voluntarily want to do a little bit more. It's like that thing of positive or negative reinforcement. As soon as something becomes a burden, it's like you lose passion, you don't want to do it anymore. Which is why, like, a lot of things that we do as hobbies, and we start going to classes for that, whether it's swimming class, dance class, archery class, basketball class, football club, whatever it is, as soon as you try and do what's fun for you in someone else's box, in someone else's schedule, under someone else's way and rules and energy, it's restricting. You lose the fire, you lose the passion, it's not fun anymore. And really fun can be brought into everything you do. Wheel of Fortune, cards just got knocked off there. 9 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. It's a choice. Even things you don't like doing, you can convince yourself you do. You can find a way to do it that you do like. Create an environment. Okay guys, what's coming up over the next few months is obsession with the past, and how this is coming through is like somebody that's been, I don't know, in the military, or somebody that's in that kind of extreme situation that then comes back to comes back home to their other life and is completely out of whack. It's not their natural habitat anymore. Trying to fit into an environment that doesn't make sense to you, around narratives that don't resonate. It just, nothing resonates. Feeling like you can't be yourself. You've got a it's kind of like a camouflage, hiding away kind of energy, like not fitting in society, outcast kind of energy. And what's coming through with this is, over the next few months, obviously we've got Pluto leaving Cap November 19th, right? 4 of Cups, 6 of Cups. It's like obsession over the past, obsessing over the past. With this Empress energy, it's like, so now I'm seeing the Empress sitting there on her throne, and it's like she's watching a film of her life. It's so contrasting. Now I'm seeing just like someone sitting in a very peaceful kind of area, in like quite a romantic setting, having coffee, music playing, like a Parisian kind of vibe. It's that thing of like, you never know what people have been through. The calm after the storm. And now it's master. You got to master the calm. You got to master letting go of the past, being okay. This is something else that's coming through now. What I was saying about making the investment, when I made this little investment that I needed to make to move ahead with something, all of a sudden my energy just went through the roof. I just couldn't settle down. I was just pacing. And I was talking to my dad. I'm like, I just can't chill. And he's like, why don't you just watch something? Or like giving me different ideas to do things. And I was like, no, like I can't. Like, it was so painful in the body. Like, I had so much pain. And this was after I had made the thing, and I'd gone through these fears and stuff. And I was like, what is this feeling? And I had to ask myself, like, what is this painful, awful feeling? It's suffocating. I just want it to go away. What is this feeling? And it was joy. It was bliss. It was joy. It was gratitude. It was love, celebration, and not knowing what the hell to do with that, because it's not been something that I've experienced for, like, as the dominant emotion for what feels like a lifetime. So it's like, as that come through, I had to kind of brace myself. Like, I couldn't just sit and chill, because I could see what was going on. And it was like, I was looking subconsciously for things to hurt myself, in terms of hurt my feelings. It's like, you've just done this thing. This is great celebration. This is a great milestone to just really celebrate myself and be happy. And it's like, it was impossible to do that, because the dominant emotion, what is familiar, what is comfortable, is stress, is pain, is hurt. Then with that, having to make a conscious decision, like, what do I want to be? Like, yeah, the hurt feels better, but I would rather feel worse and adjust and adapt to being able to feel good. Like, even that, having to be willing to make a conscious effort. It's like, you finish the fight and now you got to fight to not fight, because surrendering is a fight when all you've ever known is kind of survival. So it's like over the next couple of months, next few months, be kind to yourself. You're dealing with huge heartbreak. Your emotions are gonna come and go. Feelings are gonna come and go. Be the observer. Don't absorb. You could really be feeling conflicted within yourself. It feels like the best thing you can do right now is to remind yourself you are going through a huge transformation, to be kind to yourself, to take it easy. That yeah, on mission, yeah, level up, face the shadow, get it done, get after it, but know when you need to say enough's enough, when you need to set boundaries, even in terms of with spirit. I get easier said, but yes, something that you need to do, to take a stand for yourself. Even if you're being guided to do something, yeah, follow your intuition, but also know when you need a minute, when something's gone too far. It's like nothing's working if you're not working. Just because this is what you're here to do doesn't mean that it should be easy. Just because you can achieve something doesn't mean it's going to be effortless. And to pamper yourself through the journey, because it is the journey. The journey is all we have. Very passionate new beginning, opening up. It's been a sacrifice for better, a sacrifice for more. 3 of Pentacles, foundational factors. Yeah, the devil, how you see yourself. Kathy energy, external influences, mastering the mind, mastering the mental. Psychologically strong. You are not your thoughts, you are not your feelings. You could have been blaming yourself, being hard on yourself, shaming yourself for perceptions and projections coming your way that weren't even you, weren't even your energy. The bad guy doesn't see themselves as the bad guy. Know yourself, back yourself. You asked for a new world. Cycle's done. Karmic cycle. Change in location. An end to mental stress. It's like a tormenting kind of energy. It's like feeling soothed, regulating the nervous system, the Chariot. 9 of Cups, guys. Temperance, 2008. Temperance. Sitting in between the devil and the Empress, High Priestess. Some of you, it's like surprising that the thing that you wanted in 2008 is the same thing you want now. The things you've always desired, the passions you've always had, the decisions that you've always made are the exact same decisions and desires and things that you have now. You was never the problem. Maybe putting your trust in certain individuals, it wasn't that you couldn't have what you wanted, that you wasn't what you are. It was that those that you were with or those that you were around the situations, places, people, things. It wasn't for you. They wasn't for you. They were there for a lesson. They were there for a season. But you went after what felt right. So mainly adverts just come on again. I forgot what I was rambling on about. Chariot. Queen of Wands. Give yourself time. And slow down to enjoy it. Well, that has been a lesson of patience, a lesson of slowing down. That's what I was saying from 2008. You could always wanted what you wanted. You could still want the same things, but now it's like, oh, you don't want to make the same decisions because you don't want the same outcome. It's not that you're making, it's not about the decision. Yeah, you maybe want the same things as you wanted, but now there's a different intention. Example, maybe you always wanted to get married and have some kind of fairy tale everlasting love, and that's what you wanted when you got into certain relationships, but that's not how it went because of certain wounds, because of certain inevitables, unexpected, whatever it is, because of certain subconscious or generational and like ancestral patterns, whatever it is. It's like same with starting a business. Maybe you want to start the same business that you already started, but it didn't work then, but now it could. It's like, what's the point of going after what you already wanted? Because it was what you wanted that was wrong. It was never what you wanted that was wrong. Was anything even ever wrong? Look at what you freed you and yours from by having the experiences you've had. By learning about yourself, what you truly do want, by setting different standards, by closing out this karmic cycle, now you can have what you desire in the right way, in a healthy way, but only if you let yourself have it. If you let yourself try again, if you let yourself take the risk, take a chance to move on from the known, from the past, to let yourself learn how to enjoy pleasure, enjoy peace without, because it is kind of like that feeling of suspense in a horror film. It's like if you're watching a horror film, when it goes quiet, you're not sitting there expecting like a little fairy to come up with a flower. You're expecting some kind of suspense and some kind of doom, because that's what the whole film has been. You're not going to just change the narrative. It's expected, it's known, it's like you're anticipating what you've already been given, the evidence you've already been picking up on. You know this is going to be scary. You know this is going to be a horror film. This is a horror, it's like, it's been a horror film, this is a horror film, now it's quiet, now it's peaceful, now the storm's calm. You know, like waiting for the monster to pop out, waiting for that nightmare energy to kick in, waiting for that suspense to end, for something to, for the nightmare to recommence. It's like, no. What you look for, you get. In this peace, in this calm, you can feel like things are really flatlined kind of energy, like, well, like you can either look and create with your mind, like paint another horror film, Or you can decide, oh, now you're just like chilling, sipping out a coconut, chilling, knowing that what's coming next is the fairy with the flower. Because now we're investing in a new reality. Now we're investing in a new narrative, new genre, new film. You write it. It's easier to write what you've already written. Like if you write a certain genre of book, if you write like fantasy, and then you're asked to write some kind of real life documentation of whatever, it's going to be difficult to do that. If you usually play music and you play like jazz, and then you're asked to play classical or rock, you may, like, it may take a minute. It's going to be a bit rusty because the muscle memory is in this thing. The muscle memory, the known thing, the easy thing to do on autopilot is create the nightmare, invest in the nightmare, amplify them feelings. They're there, they're known, it's been done. It's going to take more effort to be happy than it is to stay in that horror film energy. Make the effort, put in the effort. It's a commitment, and it may not be the fun option when you're wired to an alternative way, but where is that leading you? It feels like this is all chat in retrospect because this is something you've already broken free from, but this is something to not forget at this point, especially this month, next month. Justice in your favour. Libra energy on Empress. And the star on the back of the deck. The Death. What is with these major arcana coming out, guys? Sorry, what? The Devil didn't quite focus, and that just jars me because this is the main one. Yes, focus. What? Warrior. Nine of Wands, Nine of Cups. Spirit's like, shh. Off to go and have a nap, mate. Go off and have a nap, mate. No one needs to know. Go off and have a nap, mate. There's something coming through about, guys, like middle of the night, pack up a bag, on your way. Head out. Don't tell no one where you're going. Go on, go off. Start a new life. It's like putting out a project. When's the project coming out? They see it when it's out. Even in terms of moving, it's like that thing of like, even what's coming through is that how everyone posts everything. Oh, look at my new house, my new thing. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. Like, I'm all here for it. I love watching that shit. I can't lie. Still. No one needs to know, bro. There's something coming through here about it's been too much. Yeah. Something's been like, do this for you. Do this for you. And if it's a case that you do want to make something known to people around you or public, to do so, but give yourself time before you make that decision. Do something privately for a few months. If you've moved, no one needs to know you've moved. Got a new job, no one needs to know you've got a new job. Putting out a project, no one needs to know you've got out a project. Give yourself time to just sit in it for you. People will know when they see it. If someone's meant to find out, they will. And maybe after you've had some time for yourself, you'll take a minute, you'll know if you feel up to sharing and what you feel up to sharing. But right now, let go of the weight of everybody, their expectations, what they want, what they need to know, what they got planned for you, what they don't have planned for you. Emperor. And on your way. My Paddington's coming through now. On your way, my friend. Yes. It feels like there's things have come up to show you exactly why you shouldn't feel a way about making decisions that are best for you, and why you don't owe anyone an explanation, because it's like people's true intentions have been revealed to you. You've seen what's really going on here. Maybe even friendship situations that you've been invested in for many years, realizing that it's never what you thought it was. Don't waste time trying to find out. Emperor again, as I split the deck, he was in the middle there. Don't waste time trying to find out why these people keep breaking your heart. It's like, oh, these people just keep breaking your heart. It's like, if you're allergic to nuts, you're going to eat a nut, you have an allergic reaction, and then that'll be that. You're not going to go and find out, well, why are you allergic to nuts? Oh my gosh, that's so weird. I'm allergic to things. And I'm like, okay, why am I allergic to that? Then I went and found out why I'm allergic to it and how we can actually get rid of allergies. And actually, there is a reason you're allergic to nuts, and you can fix it. And nothing is permanent. And it's all about what's inside of us, not outside of us. Why is this coming up? Someone got a healer allergy and they don't think you can? I don't know. The sun. Random. Okay, well, that was my point out the window about the nuts. I was going to say, if you're allergic to nuts, you eat a nut, you're going to know you're allergic because you have the reaction. So obviously, you're not just going to eat another nut. It's like, don't go back to the thing that burnt you. You can waste time trying to find out, like, why something is, why it is, and keep going back to it, seeing if it's changed, if it's got any better, to keep finding out that it hasn't. Or you can just accept it for what it is and save yourself the time and the heartbreak. It hasn't been a waste of time. It's like, even if you think you were naive, was you naive? It's like your soul wasn't. Maybe there's a reason you knew exactly why you needed to be in these situations. Maybe there's a reason you needed to be seen as naive. Maybe there's a reason you needed to see yourself as naive. What really is naivety? Not knowing. What really do we know? It's like, try and dismantle these narratives, come back to your heart space, let go. Let go. Forgive yourself, forgive others. It's all part of the plan. Part of the plan. The moon, temperance, lovers behind that. Alright, let me just grab a medicine card. We've got the hummingbird on the back of the deck, guys. Number 44, joy. Oh, this is my favourite little fellow, one of my favourites. And we've got the raven under there. Magic, number 16. Okay, we've got the hawk messenger and Link's secrets. Oh, the Racoon, little bandit, and the moose, 11, self-esteem. We've got the fox, number 25, camouflage, 47 minutes on the clock. Little bandit fell down there. Let me go grab him. He fell down with the 9 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles, which has got me thinking about take from the rich to give to the poor, Robin Hood. The Robin Hood cartoony films coming through when they take the rings off the Lion King guy. Anyway, 46, Racoon, little bandit. 44, joy, moose, self-esteem. Secret messages. Have confidence in the messages that you are receiving. It's like you could be seeing yourself as the bad guy, but it's like you might be seen as a bad guy in terms of how society views things, but don't deceive yourself out of celebration. It's like the things you're seeing yourself as not good enough are the things that your guides celebrate about you, the things your ancestors celebrate, the things you should be celebrating about yourself. You seeing yourself as not good enough. Based on what? Based on what narrative? High Priestess. Oh. Antelope, number 37. Action and grouse, number 34. An invitation to the dance. Movement. Something needs to be put into action. Something wants to be transmuted. Have the confidence in yourself. You do deserve this. It's time to go after your dreams. A number's coming through that I was guided to yesterday. 34, 34. A message come through about it's time to take action, to go after your dreams, go after that, the opportunity or whatever you've got your whatever you want to achieve, to go after it full-heartedly, to trust in your intuition, trust in the messages you're receiving. Solar plexus and root chakra coming through. Healthy masculine energy. Something doesn't need to be a rush. Something doesn't need to be a stress. Learning how to master the breath. Take the emotion out of it almost. The desire for a more meaningful life. Realizing that it's time to move on. Choosing to make major life changes. 51 minutes. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from overanalyzing the options. Take steps to secure. Take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or other loved ones. Making wise investments. Planning for retirement. Honouring family traditions. Wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. 52 minutes on the clock. I'm going to leave it there, guys. If this did resonate, like, share and subscribe. I'll catch you soon. Sending so much love.